Hello, class 7. So, we are going to start from today the chapter number 8. Okay, so the name of chapter number 8 is Wind, Storms, and Cyclone. Yes, so we will study only these three topics. Okay, wind, storms, and cyclones. But kids, don't think that these topics are easy. Yes, these topics are really not easy. Really not easy. So first of all, we will study about the wind, because you know that what is wind. Wind is the moving air is called wind. Yes, so we will see the properties of air. Yes, there are different properties of air. We will study about the properties, and we will also see movement of air. Yes, we will also study movement of air, and then we will study about thunderstorm also. Okay, thunderstorm also. Well, thunderstorm, this topic you will also study in 8th class. Okay, thunderstorm topic you will also study again in 8th class. Then we'll move to the cyclone. Yes, cyclone, we will study about the cyclone. Okay, then we will also see the effect of the cyclone. How is it dangerous, harmful, how is it create, how does it create. We will also study about the tornado. Yes, actually, there is also a movie whose name is Tornado. So it is based on the this natural effect. Well, and we will also study about a instrument. Yes, we will also study about a instrument. So I hope you understood. So let's begin with the topic air. Let's move on the next point. So let's study about the air. So what is air? Gets air is actually mixture of different gases. Yes, air is actually mixture of different gases. Yes, there are many gases are present in the air. Yes, there are many gases present in the air. That's why air is mixture of gases. Yes, nitrogen is present in the abundant, means 78% nitrogen is present in air. Yes, air from our atmosphere, and uh, oxygen is present 21%, and 1% is actually other gases like carbon dioxide, argon, hydrogen, helium. These gases are 1%, 0.03% carbon dioxide. Yes, only carbon dioxide amount is 0.03%. Okay. So wind, what is wind? The moving air is called wind. Yes, moving air is called wind. So actually, wind is the flow of gases on a large scale. Yes, wind is the flow of gases on a large scale. Yes, because wind is around us, air is surrounded the earth. So air forms the different layers. Some at some place air is dense, at some places air is thin. So it is when the air move, it forms the wind. Okay, so sometimes wind blow very fast, sometimes slow. So we can say that wind is flow of the gases on a large scale, and these gases are very important. Nitrogen is important for plants. Yes, but they do not take directly. And oxygen, we breathe in oxygen, and plants breathe in carbon dioxide. Yes, so on the surface of the earth, wind consists of a bulk movement of air. Yes, it is consist of bulk movement of air. Yes, it is dense on the surface. It is dense. It is thick, but as we go up, it becomes thinner. Yes, about 15 kilometer means from land to 15 kilometer, if we go up, the wind is thick. Yes, it is bulk, it is present in bulk movement, you can feel. But as you go above the 15 kilometer, you will not feel in bulk. Okay. And in outer space, solar wind is the movement of gases. Yes, in outer space, solar wind is the movement of gases or charged particle from the sun through space, while planetary wind is the outgassing of the light chemicals from a planet's atmosphere into spaces. So we can say winds are commonly classified by their spatial scale, their speed, the type of force that causes them, the region in which they occur, and their effect. So actually, we can classify the wind on some basis, like what is the speed, because at every place wind is not same. Yes, somewhere wind is blowing fast, somewhere is slow, and we will also see the type of force that cause them and region in which wind is occurring. Yes, so all these things we need to observe, all these things we need to observe. And the strongest observed wind on a planet in the solar system occur on Neptune and Saturn. Yes, remember, kids, the strongest observed wind on a planet in the solar system occur on Neptune and Saturn. Yes, it means on Neptune and Saturn the wind is very strong. The wind is very strong. Yes, wind have various aspect in and occur on Neptune is strong. So wind has very various aspect. An important one being its velocity. Yes, well, velocity is actually the speed per unit time. Actually, velocity means speed per unit time. So, wind depend upon many aspect, like it's on velocity. Another, the density of the gas involved. Another is the energy content or wind energy of the wind. What is the energy? Yes. So these points matter. Okay. Then we can actually find out what is the speed will be, how it will be the bulk. Okay, so winds depend on these aspect: density, velocity, energy. So all these things matter. What is the temperature? Temperature also matter. And where is the strongest wind is observed? At Neptune and Saturn. Yes, at Neptune and Saturn, strongest wind is observed. Okay, and you know that wind is flow of gases on a large scale. Yes, flow of gases. Yes, not because oxygen is not present everywhere, but all the remaining gases, most of the gases are present everywhere. So we can say flow of gases is actually wind. Not only we are talking about the oxygen. Okay, so and if we talk about on the surface of the earth, wind consists of bulk movement. But if we to talk about in outer surface, solar wind is the movement of gases. Yes, solar wind means we are talking about the gases like hydrogen, helium, their movement we are talking. While planetary wind is the outer, planetary wind is the outcasing of the light chemical elements. Yes, light chemical elements actually the reason on planetary wind. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's try to understand the features of air, or you can say the properties of air. Okay, let's move on the next point. Okay, kids. So air exert pressure. Air exert pressure. Does really air exert pressure? Does really air exert pressure? Yes, air really exert pressure. Air really apply pressure. The fact that air exert pressure can be understood by many examples. You know, when you feel air in the balloon, when you feel air in the balloon, what happens? The size of balloon inflated. Yes, the size of balloon inflated. But if you feel too much air, too much, then what will happen? The balloon will burst out. Yes, the balloon will burst out. Yes, so tube of bicycle gets inflated when air is filled in it. Yes, bicycle tube also inflate when you feel air. This happens because air exert pressure. Yes, and if you might have seen that the stand which comes behind the mobile, the stand which comes behind the mobile, which is without glue. Yes, it stick to the back side of the mobile. It is without glue. Yes, why? Because when you try to put when you try to place the stand on the back side of the mobile, when you put that time, at the place where you are placing it, the air removed from that place, and the air from the outer from the air from the outer side apply on it, so it apply the pressure, so it it enable to stick it. So it's difficult to remove. You cannot remove easily, because air is applying pressure on the stand. That's why you cannot pull it back. So it is so when you feel the air in bicycle, it is inflated. It is difficult to move the bicycle against the direction of wind. Similarly, a sailor feels it is difficult to sail his boat against the direction of wind. This happens because air exert pressure. Yes, when the wind is moving, when too much air, then it's we feel difficult in walking also. Yes, it's not easy for walking. Even the sailor, yes, even the sailor who sail their boat, when wind is flowing, then it's difficult to move the winds, move the boat against the wind. Yes, if you are riding bicycle, you might have felt it, that it's difficult to move the bicycle tire against the direction of wind. It will go in the direction of the tire, will also go in the direction of the wind. Yes, so it happens. Okay, and mm, there are many examples. And because of air our clothes dry. Even there is no sun, when there is sunlight is not present, even our clothes dry because of air. So air helps in many ways. Yes, air helps in many ways. Okay, so I hope that you understood about it. And there are many other features of air, like air help to mm, blow out the air helps to blow out the fire. Yes, carbon dioxide is that case, which disable to which disable the fire. Yes, and it also help to burn the fire. Oxygen is that gas which enable the fire. Okay, so I hope you understood. Now let's see one more example. Okay, let's move on the next point. Okay, so as you can see, one more example. So so as you can see, when I'm reading, you can check out. When boiled water is filled in a tin can, suppose you have a can made of tin can, like tin can is actually the oil can. Yes, You might have seen our cold drink can also. There are many or cold drink can also made of tin. So when if you fill the boiled water in a tin can, then what will happen? Fill the boiled water in tin can and do and close the lid. Close the lid. Then what will you see? Then do a work. You can do a work. You will pour the cold water on it. Pour the cold water over it. Okay. You will see that the tin can gets distorted. Yes, the side shape will change. Even if you fill the water, if you fill the boiled water in a plastic bottle, if you fill the boiled water in a plastic bottle, the shape and size of the bottle will change. Yes. Why? Because when you fill the water inside it, inside the tin can, the air is also goes inside it. So this happens because air inside, so it try to come out. So the higher pressure from outside distorts the shape of the can. Yes. So this happens because air inside the can, yes, air is inside the can and condense and create low pressure. Yes. Why? Because air is in the form of, air is very hot because you added the boiled water. So air is hot. When the air is hot, it tries to rise up. So it will create low pressure. It will create low pressure and high pressure which is outside. High pressure is outside. So which apply on the can, which help to distort the shape of the water. Yes, this is the reason. That's why the shape of tin can is distorted. Yes. When boiled water is filled in a tin can and its mouth is closed with a lid, followed by for a cold water being poured over it, it can distort it. This happens because air inside the can gets condensed and create low pressure. Yes. Why is low pressure created? Because when the air becomes warm, it rises up, then the pressure becomes low. But outside air is not warm, it is cold, so the air pressure is high, so it apply on it, and the high pressure from outside distort the shape of the can. Yes. You can fly a kite because air exert pressure from the rear portion of the kite. Yes. That's why the kite fly. Yes. Why does the kite fly? Because when we fly a kite, that time air apply the pressure from the rear portion of the kite. Yes, from the rear part of the kite. And aeroplane can easily fly. Yes, aeroplane can easily fly because air apply pressure, and birds can also easily fly. Yes, birds can also easily fly because air exerts pressure. High speed wind create area of low air pressure. Yes, this is also the reason when the speed of wind is high, then it always create low pressure, low air pressure. Yes. Area. So whenever the speed of wind is high, then it will low uh, create the area of low air pressure. Yes, it will create the area of low air pressure. Yes, low air pressure area will be created. So that roof is blown off because of high speed wind. Roof is sometimes blown off. Yes, because of high speed wind. So this happens because high speed wind creates a low pressure area. Due to this, that roof is sucked up and finally gets blown away. Yes, because the roof is sucked up and finally gets blown away. Thus, increase in wind speed is associated by decrease in air pressure. Yes. So remember kids, whenever the wind speed increase, that time air pressure decrease. Whenever the wind speed decrease, sorry, whenever the wind speed decrease, that time air pressure increase. But if the wind speed increase, then air pressure decrease. That's why the roof is blown off, because that time wind speed is more, so air pressure becomes less, so it flies up, it flies away. Okay. But if the air pressure will increase, then it will not fly up. Okay, because wind speed is less. Yes. So this is the reason. I hope you understood. Okay. So uh, I hope you understood that why air exert pressure. Yes, air exert pressure. Tube of bicycle gets inflated when air is filled, because this is because air exert pressure. And when boiled water is filled in tin can, the tin gets distorted because of the low air pressure inside us, but the higher pressure from the outside distort the shape of the can. Yes. So an aeroplane also fly because of air exert pressure. Birds can also fly because of air pressure. I hope you understood. Okay. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, kids, now let's talk about the movement of air and causes of wind movement. Yes, movement of air and causes of wind movement. So, in which ways air move, and what is the reason behind the movement of wind? Okay. So whenever the air moves, we call it wind. Yes, moving air is called wind. Yes. So air moves from high pressure zone to low pressure zone of air. Yes. So remember kids, air always move from high pressure zone to low pressure zone of air. Yes. Okay. From high air from high pressure zone rushes towards the low pressure zone. Yes, air always move from high pressure zone to low pressure zone. Why? To fill the gap. To fill the gap. To fill the gap. It moves. Okay. Remember this point. And thus, greater is the pressure difference. The greater is the pressure difference, greater will be speed of wind, and vice versa. Yes. Thus, greater is the pressure difference, the greater will be the speed of wind, and vice versa. Okay. So, whenever the pressure difference increase, where the pressure difference increase, the speed can also be increase. Okay, the speed of wind can also be increased. Okay, so remember, it moves high pressure to lower pressure. Yes. Okay, I hope you understood. So that's why it happened that when you feel the water in the tin can, the air tried to escape out. Air tried to escape out. Okay, the air tried to escape out because it has become very less dense. Okay. Okay, next point is cause of wind movement. Cause of wind movement. Pressure difference, as you know that when the pressure difference is high, wind speed can be high, or vice versa. Okay, so pressure difference in the air, when the pressure difference in the air create, then is caused by differential heating, warm, and warm air rises up because it becomes lighter. Yes, warm air always rises up because it becomes lighter. This creates an area of low pressure. Yes, when air rises up, it creates a low pressure area at that place, below the rising air. Yes, below the rising air. So the low, it will become low pressure area. So the air from the high pressure zone will come to that pressure and feel it. Yes. So the area of low pressure is quickly filled by cooled air. Yes, from around. That is how wind movement is created. That is how the wind movement is created on the earth. Yes, when because of sunlight, air warms up and it will rises because it is lighter. Warm air is always lighter. So that area below the rising air will where the low pressure will create. So the area air from high pressure zone will come and the cool air will come and fill that place. So thus differential heating of air creates pressure difference. Yes, in this way heating of air creates pressure difference which makes the wind movement. Yes, so whenever the air heats it create pressure difference. Yes, okay, it will create pressure difference, and if the pressure difference is high the speed of wind can be also high. Yes, and pressure difference in the air is caused by differential heating. Yes, in this way we can say that pressure difference in the air is caused by differential heating. Okay, I hope you understood. Now let's move on the next point. Okay, it's time to ask question from you. So as you can see, I have shown three questions for you. Question number one: prove that air exert pressure. Yes, prove that air apply pressure. So air apply pressure. The fact that air exert pressure can be understood by many examples. Yes, tube of bicycle tube of bicycle gets inflated when air is filled in it. Yes, because air exert pressure. When you feel the air in the balloon it's inflated because air exert pressure. And one more example, when boiled water is filled in a tin can, its mouth is closed with the lid, followed by cold water being poured over it. The can gets distorted. This happens because the air which is inside the can gets condensed and create low pressure. Yes, create low pressure, and the higher pressure from outside distorts the shape of the can. You can fly a kite also because of air apply pressure on rear portion of the kite. Yes, aeroplane fly also because air exert pressure. Question number two. Question number two. Write the cause of movement of wind. Yes, write the cause of movement of wind. So, pressure difference in the air is caused by differential heating. Warm air rises up because it becomes lighter. This create an area of low pressure is quickly filled in by a cooled air from the around. That is how the wind movement is created on the earth. Thus, differential heating of air creates pressure difference which makes the wind movement. Yes, thus differential heating of air creates pressure difference which makes the wind movement. Okay. Question number three. What is wind? Write the different aspect of wind. Yes, moving air is called wind. Moving air is called wind have various aspect like velocity, density, temperature. So these are the aspect of wind. Okay, on which wind depends. On which wind depends. I hope you understood. Now we will meet in next class. Okay, and in next class we will study about monsoon breeze. Okay, till then, bye bye.